just seems to me that since she is in an interracial marriage, she should have known that to support a racist is problematic. Her children are biracial, and her family is one of the families that in the 70s could not have lived in any of Donald Trump's buildings. So it just seems to me that maybe she's just not that politically savvy, or maybe she's just not read in.
Granted,
but it's
all we know is that
the woke idiots of The View are getting really, really brave and getting more insane by the day. And Megyn Kelly has had enough of it. In this video we have from Megyn Kelly, she absolutely goes off on Sunny Hostin and the woke idiots of The View, because like I said, they are getting really insane. They're getting very brave, and it's getting really ridiculous and really dangerous now that we're seeing, a lot of the leftist talking points and stuff come to roost with the multiple assassination attempts against Donald Trump now. And even though they'll never take responsibility for it, Sunny Hostin and The View play a part in that, and the fact that is happening to Donald Trump. Let's get into this clip here of Megyn Kelly absolutely destroying Sunny Hostin and these woke hosts.
Words for Brittany Mahomes, who's married to the other Mahomes guy who plays for the Chiefs. And he's apparently a very good football player. And she had the temerity to like a Trump post online, something about Trump or a Trump post. And she's been taking shit for it ever since. She wound up posting this defensive tweet saying, God, people are like, you got to settle down. Like, go be a better person and don't jump all over people for just random stuff. And here's Sunny Hostin weighing in on it yesterday, Saw 30.
It just seems to me that since she is in an interracial marriage, she should have known that to support a racist is problematic. Her children are biracial, and her family is one of the families that in the 70s could not have lived in any of Donald Trump's buildings. So it just seems to me that maybe she's just not that politically savvy, or maybe she's just not read in.
Granted,
but it's
all we know is that
problematic. That's their favorite. That's their favorite term to use when they don't actually know what it is and it's full of shit. Yep. It's problematic. Well,
of course they have to insult her, right? Like, she's not read in. She's too dumb to know she's supporting this racist. But I, Sunny Hostin, am here to tell her.
It's the problem with the left. Nobody's allowed to have a differing opinion.
That's the thing.
It's like everything has to be monolithic. No, here are the talking points. This is what you have to sign on to and salute. And if you don't, you're out. Yep. I mean, it is. I don't know how anybody watches that show. I mean, I don't know if it was Steve or you, Megyn, who was watching The View that picked that up, and you were like, oh,
you always have the best View content. Like you do the hard work for the rest of America. Yeah.
They are the ones who make this show so great. They find all sorts of fun nuggets. But it's just it's like, why don't you expand that further? Let's talk about Trump doubling his support, at least according to the latest poll.
Also, they said something about Brittany Mahomes' family, I believe. I don't know exactly whose family they were talking about, but they were saying that her family wouldn't be able to stay in Trump's hotels in the 70s. Bro, dude, didn't Sunny Hostin find out live on air that her family was slave owners? Didn't she find that out live on air, and she acted like the Holocaust just happened all over again or something? Like, it was like the worst discovery ever. Like, yeah, dude, we had our ancestors were slave owners. Like, it happened. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's okay. You're not a slave owner, Sunny. It's okay. But she acted like 9/11 just happened all over again. And it's just ironic that she would say something like that whenever her family was found out to be slave owners in the past. I just found that very ironic.
With black men, are they also uninformed and not read in? Because if I said that, you'd be calling me a racist. But I guess you're, by implication, you can say it about a white woman, but you're also saying it about black voters who are ready to pull the lever for Trump. They're just too dumb to realize they're voting for a racist who hates them. Listen to Sunny Hostin. She knows better.
Yeah. And then also, like, just brass tacks here. Donald Trump presided over an economy that had the lowest African-American unemployment rate in history. Maybe that is motivating black voters to support Donald Trump in larger margins than they did in 2020. But I mean, like, that's just an informed opinion of your own personal situation. And according to Sunny Hostin, that doesn't matter. And I also think it's sort of remarkable, and The View is great at this. They love attacking women, just a real woman supporting women show. But like, why can't she just have her own views? Why is it about her kids or what her husband
Why do they
does and all of
care?
these sort of other things? Right. Why
Yeah.
can't she just believe what she believes? You would think most independent women, and I assume The View is a show for that sort of thing, would support that sort of thing.
And from what I understand, it's not like she was out on the campaign trail. It's just that she liked a post on social media. So they've got their researchers going through the posts of people to see what they like and don't like.
Of course.
I mean, get
It
out
made
of here.
news. It made news
That's the
because you're
thing
not
is-
allowed to like anything Trump does. Go ahead, Smug.
Right.
That's the thing is they have to make, they're like an in-group and an out-group. And if you do anything against the rules, you have to be put in the out-group as an example to others. That's how you keep these insane people on the same side, how you can end up with Queers for Palestine. None of the left makes sense to be working together right now. All they're put together by is this DEI framework of Trump is the next Hitler. And if any way you disagree with us, well, you're out in the cold. You're done for.
Yeah. I mean, they create this basically culture of silence, right? Where like people don't express their views,
Yep.
right? Because they're scared.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's exactly what it is. And it's a little scary because it's not even like Brittany Mahomes came out and said, hey guys, me and my husband, Patrick Mahomes, we support Donald Trump. She liked an Instagram post. Like, something as small as that can get everybody talking about you. Like, we're talking about Megyn Kelly, talking about Sonny Hostin and this MSNBC host who were talking about Brittany Mahomes. And then there's so many people who are on like sports networks and everything talking about Patrick Mahomes' wife liked an Instagram post from Donald Trump. The horror. It's like, if anybody at all, whether it's an athlete themselves, a celebrity themselves, liked a post from Joe Biden or endorses Joe Biden outright, nobody bats an eye. But the wife of an NFL player who's irrelevant, other than the fact that her husband is an NFL player, liked the post from Donald Trump, and we have Sonny Hostin having meltdowns about it, attacking her family, saying that her family wouldn't be able to stay in a Trump hotel in the 70s, when Sonny Hostin's family was literal slave owners. Like, isn't that insane? You can't even have an irrelevant wife, other than the fact that her husband is Patrick Mahomes. Can't even have her liking a post supporting Donald Trump. That is a little bit scary when you put it like that, when you really like zoom out and realize what happened with that whole situation. And the fact that it was just her liking an Instagram post. And other than the fact, like I said, that she has a husband in the NFL, she's irrelevant, you know? And it's a big deal. It's a huge deal that she liked an Instagram post. It's just wild.
They're going to be part of the out group. And I got to tell you, Megyn, that's why Donald Trump always outperforms his polls.
Yeah.
You know how much my family and I love our dogs?
That is a good point as well. That no matter, like, even though Trump is like kind of barely beating Kamala in the polls, he always does outperform his polls because people are so scared to say, even if it's like an anonymous poll, people are just terrified to say that they support Donald Trump, because if you like an Instagram post, you get canceled for it. You get all this entire woke mob coming after you. You get Sonny Hostin talking about you on The View and on these other shows. It's wild, man. It is wild. But luckily, I think we're entering a time period, and let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, where I think people are caring a whole lot less about being canceled. I think people have kind of realized now that as long as you just don't allow yourself to be canceled, you're not really going to be canceled. Like, unless you say, I'm sorry, I was in the wrong, you're not really going to be canceled. You know, you can only be canceled if you let them cancel you. And I think most people are kind of just outgrowing that, and we're entering into a phase where it's not really that easy to cancel people anymore. Let me know in the comments what you think about Megyn Kelly going in there on Sonny Hostin for attacking Patrick Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes' family when her family are slave owners. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Megyn Kelly versus Sonny Hostin situation.